Hello everyone, my name is Lisa Gower and I'm popping online today as your instructor for the HRM course to chat about a few topics related to HR and give you some background information. I do like to do videos occasionally because I find it's a little more personal and sometimes easier to access the information this way rather than reading and synthesizing. I think it's easier to listen and make notes that way. So I have about 4 things I want to talk about today, other than to introduce myself and say welcome to the course and Happy New Year, is a little bit about how I do feedback and how I recommend you connect with me if you have questions and want to talk about the course. Feedback on your assignments, APA requirements, which I have posted some links, and the overall HR field and introductory chapters topics. So those are the things I want to talk about briefly for about a 10-minute video. So first, connecting with me, please feel free to call me, email, request a meeting via Skype, request a meeting over the phone even. Sometimes it helps just to have a quick phone chat. If you're struggling with the course or content or you want more detailed feedback on your assignments, I'm accessible that way. I don't know what you need if you don't reach out and ask. So please use that venue to reach out, any of those online mediums, and also with one another on the discussion thread. You can sometimes answer each other's questions and offer support that way. But if it's specifically something you want to chat about with me, don't leave it. I'm accessible, so reach out to me. I do strive to give feedback within a week, 10 business days. I certainly get it back as fast as I can with as much detail as I think that you need that will benefit you. I will be marking the first batch of assignments over the weekend, so you should have those soon, certainly before assignment 2 comes in. And again, if you need more specific feedback or are struggling, you can certainly reach out. As for APA, the American Psychological Association Standard for Academic Writing and Formatting, I have posted links if this is a new format style for you that you're unfamiliar with. It's nuanced and detailed, but it's not rocket science. It's really a way that the material should look on paper, how it's formatted on paper. So double-spaced, the font is Times New Roman, size 12, very plain, no real use of color. It's very black and white. Every new paragraph is indented, one tab, things like that. So most students struggle over how to do the references and citations. I would worry more about having references and citations than every little tiny detail about APA for now. So the most important thing is a cover page, citations throughout the body of your work, references at the end in alphabetical order, Times New Roman, font, size 12, everything double-spaced. Kind of plain Jane. That's how it looks. I have posted resources, links, including videos and samples of how those materials look. It is the academic standard in most fields and across most institutions. So if you're not familiar, you probably should get familiar. So that's APA. As for the HR field, human resource management is a huge field, lots of opportunities developing all the time. It's a field that is more credentialed than it ever was before. People are getting, designations and certifications and degrees in this field because it is such a big, broad field that requires a lot of skill set. Back in the day, 20 years ago, it wasn't a front center role. It was a back office, more administrative role. A lot of this is noted in Chapter 1, paper pushing, files, file management, hiring, firing, paying people, which is still like that, but then so much more. Strategic directions, management, forecasting, planning, thinking about shortages and surpluses in the industry and what the trends show, using data and technology to really do good management, good files, good reporting structures. My office isn't quite at this moment, I'm sorry. So those things have shifted. Those are the changes that HR is seeing in the field, and because of that, requires a lot more credentials, requires a lot more skill set to be able to do HR today. It's also a field where there's a lot of job opportunities. If you are a generalist and you kind of are a jack of all trades and know a little bit about all the fields, or if you're a specialist and you specialize in pensions or wellness or payroll, there's different areas you can go into within the HR field. So the Chapter 1 explores a bit about that. You'll definitely learn a lot as you get into Chapter 2 about legality, the legal framework, and how much has changed in that field in the last 20 years. You've got huge pieces of legislation and human rights codes that cannot be violated, hiring practices and the kinds of questions that you can ask, equity legislation, and how and who can be hired. All of those standards, occupational health and safety, workers' compensation, all really important legislative pieces that guide ethical and professional practice. And then Chapter 3, you'll be learning a lot about the technology and the changing trends. I'm sorry, the office is loud. The changing trends in technology. The use of databases and portals and intranets, not doing papers and files and file management, but actually doing things online. So those are some pretty big introductory topics, and then as we go from there, you'll get into more specific aspects of HR. So check in with me, touch base often, stay engaged, stay online and connected with others, and I hope that the course will be interesting for you and certainly inform your practice if you're in the field now or entering in the field. I will try to post videos occasionally, and I'll be online at least once a day, each day during the work week. Thanks so much. Bye for now.